All right, so we're live right now. Let me shut this off and hop off Facebook. That's a distraction. Guys, welcome to our Google Hangout tonight. Tonight's presentation, you'll understand how we feel, and you probably feel this way too. Have you ever run into so many obstacles, so many roadblocks that you just want to give in and give up? And you just kind of like want to throw in the towel and say, you know what? I don't know if I can do this. Maybe this is not for me. Maybe this is not the right time. You wanna quit. Tonight's topic is about being persistent, and then again, once you find that drive, you take massive immediate action, like Alden likes to say. Something we learned down in Miami from Dwayne Golden. So before I get into everything, before I get into my thoughts, because I just like to speak off the top of my head from personal experiences. We like to keep it real here. I just wanted to introduce Pierre, who's being persistent,
Hey.
Andre, who's hella persistent, and Alden, man, nobody's going to stop this hustle, right?
At
Basically,
all.
guys, I wanted to introduce these gentlemen because these are really good friends of mine, dear friends of mine. We all keep each other accountable. We all keep each other going. And together, with the unity that we have, that word persistence is very, very strong. And we know exactly how it feels to want to give in on a specific topic or subject or whatever the case may be. Right now, if you're watching this and you feel like you're close to the edge, or you feel like you can't do it, we're here to tell you that you can do it. I've been through hella worse. I've been through so much before, and even if we're going through storms day in and day out, week in and week out, you can do it. You can make it happen. So I wanted to introduce Pierre. Pierre, introduce yourself real quick, man, and then I want to share my week. I want to share my week.
Yeah, I think we have a pretty similar week too. So my name is Pierre Michel. I live here in Montreal, Canada, same city as Carl and Andre here. I've been doing internet marketing for quite a while now, and I can really relate to what Carl is saying. There are times when you really want to give up, when things, whatever you try to do, obstacles seems to be on your in your way. But I have to tell you, if you really believe in what you're doing, is not to give up. Keep pushing, because the harder it is, the sweeter the results is going to be. And the good thing, when you struggle, when you reach, let's say you go beyond a struggle, and you can actually look back and understand other people coming into this industry, so you can relate to them and help them grow, to become the person, or to get to the goal that they want to reach. So keep going about it. Like I was saying, this week has been, I can say, pretty much tough week for many people, but we still struggle, and we stay persistent to to our vision and what we believe in. So I'll let it pass it back to Carl.
All right, Andre. I don't know if you're smacking on some chicken over there. Last I talked to you.
You know. I'm not yet, but I can talk. That's no problem.
All right, bro. I wanted to introduce you guys to Andre, because we work very close with each other, guys. And when you're working close with people, you understand how strong their why is, why they work so hard for what they want in life. So if you can introduce yourself, man, and we can get into some content in a little bit.
No problem. So yeah, my name is Andre Dervo. I'm from Montreal, like Pierre and Carl. And the topic is persistence. So it's really the main focus that you have to have every day to get out of the hurdles that you have every day. And me personally, I know that by being focused every single day is driving me so hard to succeed in life. Even though maybe like a few months ago I was working, now I'm unemployed, not a lot of money, but I'm still here, still going strong, and making ways to build an income. And the mind is really something really powerful to acknowledge, that you don't know exactly how limitless it is to be so first of all, surrounded by so much like lovable people, and get to know them, and um, and go towards that. So I'm really speechless. I have chicken in my mouth right now, but so stay focused on what your dreams, and that's the key of success.
All
So
right.
yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate that, man. Before I pass it on to Alden, when we say persistence, we really mean persistence. A lot of people, they get into business and they want a turnaround right away, or they get into a certain situation that they don't know what the outcome may be, but they never try to find a way, right? Some people are at work right now and they hate what they're doing, but they're never going to try to find a way out. They're never going to try to play chess with different things that they have. Faith has a lot to do with it, and when you do run into roadblocks, it's not really a roadblock. It's it's a sign that you're getting close. You may feel discouraged. I feel discouraged often, but I know I'm close. I know I'm never going to give up for ultimately what I want, which is complete financial freedom for my whole family, not even just myself. I could live good, but I want everybody around me to eat, to be well, to have that wealthy mindset. So we're going to focus on that. Tonight's topic is persistence, but persistence within your mind. You got to train yourself to not quit, because quitters never win and winners never quit. Alden, if you can hop on real quick and tell us a little bit about your story and your situations with persistence, because we talk a lot, man, and this guy keeps it 100, and that's why we're very real. We're real people. We're genuine. So we tell you things that you're going through right now. We're not going to sugarcoat it and say, yo, I'm a millionaire. I'm not. I'm going to be.
I mean, good night, everybody. My name is Alden Pohl, of course, Smart Income Builder. It's a powerful thing that we're talking about tonight, because without being persistent, without taking massive immediate action, none of us would be here right now talking to you. Because, like Carl said, we constantly, meet up with roadblocks. But we are so mentally strong that we don't let those roadblocks stop us, because we see the light at the end of the tunnel. And when you could understand that, what that light is, you will never give up. The persistence is not just in actions, is in your mental ability to not give up, to not let things discourage you. You understand? Now, I could get discouraged with situations that's going on in my life today, but I'm not letting it, because I know I have a bright future ahead of me, and I have to make life better for not just myself, but everyone, like Carl said, that I love, that I care for, my whole family. Not just my family, my blood family, but my family that you see on this panel right now, and some of them that you're not seeing. So if I was to not be persistent and give up, what would that do for the people that look up to me, that look to me for help, for advice? It would totally discourage them. You understand? So before you give up in anything in life, it doesn't have to be internet marketing, it doesn't have to be in business, it's anything in life that you choose, that you put your mind to. Nothing is going to be easy, people. Nothing in life is easy, but you can make it simple. And nothing is too hard either. That's one thing I realized in my life. Sometimes you might feel, man, this is hard, this is a challenge, blah, blah, blah. But what I realized, it became hard because I said it was hard. When I say something is not hard, it's just, wow, like I said, I met a roadblock. How can I get around this roadblock? Not because I met the roadblock, it means I got to jump out the car and give up, walk. Nah. You have to get your mind right first, because that's the key to anything. If you don't have the right mindset, you will give up. And if you're in business, you're not giving up on just yourself. I mean, no, actually not. You are giving up on yourself, honestly, because, when people quit, like Carl said, quitters will never win. If you really want to win, you got to be persistent. You got to say to yourself, you know what I do? I say to myself constantly, I'm going to win. I'm going to be making 7 figures, not 6 figures, 7 figures before I hit 26. I just turned 25. I like I said in the video that I made, I said I was going to have my own business from the age of 16. By the time I hit 25, I will have my own business. I hit 25 and I already have my own business. How do you think that happened? I was persistent. I had a dream, I had a vision, and I stuck with it. I knew what had to be done to get there, and I'm more than halfway there. Carl is way more than halfway there. Pierre, same thing. Lauren, same thing. Andre, the same thing. Why? Because we have it within us to continue and be persistent. Anybody could do it. You just got to have the right mindset. Stop giving up on yourselves. Point blank. I'm not going to go too long on it, but, you know, people just get your mind right because it's serious. You know, I'm talking from the heart right now with pain. Because, like I said, I have things that's bothering me, but I know I cannot let it stop me. Why should I? Because if I do, for the people that's gone, that my loved ones that's gone, I look at it like I'm going to disappoint them. And I don't want to disappoint them. You don't want to disappoint nobody. You don't want to disappoint your kids, your mother, your father, nobody in your family. So for them, for their sake, you be persistent. If you're watching this, whatever you're doing and whatever you want to do, stay persistent, people. And if you have an opportunity to do better in your life, no matter what it is, especially financially, take massive immediate action. Not just massive action, but immediate action right now. It's serious. You know, I'm going to pass it on to Carl.
Man, that's powerful stuff, Alden. I mean, when it comes down to these touchy subjects, these things that people don't like to talk about, real stuff, you know, you have to go back to why you're doing it all in the first place. If you don't know why you're doing it all in the first place, there is no reason to continue. There is no reason to fight. You know, there is no reason to be persistent. There is no reason to chase after what you really want, because you don't know why you're doing it in the first place. And that's a key thing. Why are you here? Why are you watching this hangout? If you're not watching it live, why are you watching this replay, and why haven't you gotten off yet? Maybe you found something here that could, you know, that you feel you connected with. Some people go through life mediocre, okay? You know, and this is a big percentage of the world who just kind of follow the world like sheep. And if you're any type of open-minded person, if you're elevated, like we like to call ourselves, you understand that all of this stuff is fake, man. It's designed for you to make you feel like you can't do it, right? It's designed for these roadblocks. That's exactly what they're here for, to keep you down. But once you break through, once you have that first shift, I've had multiple shifts, and I'm just waiting for my next shift, because the next shift, guys, what we're doing, we're on the edge of just completely changing the game in terms of what we're doing with our businesses, with our companies, with what we're learning how to do. We're right there. You know, for the last 3 months, I've been studying something, okay? I've been studying something that I didn't understand at first. And my first 2 months, I completely failed, meaning I completely failed. I didn't know what I was doing. I made a fool of myself. I lost money doing it. And it brought me to a place of, I had to ask myself, I had to, you know, take a step back and say, wow, yo, Carl, you usually get things, and I'm, not to brag, I'm smart, yo. When I put my mind to something, I usually get it within a week or 2 weeks. And then from there, I can take off. But this particular subject did not take off the way I expected it to or wanted it to. So I felt disappointed, and that's normal. You feel disappointed when you don't get the results that you're expecting, the results that you want. I asked myself, am I really supposed to be doing this? Or am I gonna, quit and give up? And then I had to look at the bigger picture. I'm looking at another human being who breathes the same oxygen that I do, another human being who puts on clothes the same way that I do, another human being who speaks the same language that I do, and we have the same work ethic. And I'm asking myself, well, if that person did it, then why not me? A lot of us don't think that way. If Oprah did it, then why not you? Why can't you be the next richest black female in the world? Why not? Maybe you don't feel like you can do it, or you're not persistent with your efforts to get there. You have to understand that you're here for a reason. You're watching this right now for a reason. I'm speaking this is just like, I don't know where it comes from, to be honest with you. It just comes from my experiences and what I've gone through. And I'm telling you guys that when you decide that you want to do something, it does not matter what comes in your way. Yo, it does not matter what comes in your way. No obstacle, no person, no situation can hold you back from what you actually want to get to, because you've decided that you want to do it. And when you decide to be persistent, and that word persistence just means that you're never going to stop, right? And when you decide that you're never going to stop, whatever force is trying to stop you, they're going to give up, because your force, whatever force is driving you, your why is stronger than that negating force that's holding you back from where you want to get to. So what I'm trying to say here is, if you have something that you are passionate about, you have something that you believe that you can get done, damn it, do it. And the way I'm speaking right now, but I feel like I'm talking to myself at the same time. Do it. Keep grinding. Y'all see bags under my eyes. Why? Because I'm persistent in what I'm doing. Some people don't understand this entrepreneur grind. They don't understand that you do have to run into obstacles to get to your successes, because failing is succeeding. You're only learning what not to do. You're only learning how to really get your mind to a place where you feel comfortable losing sometimes. Because if I were to tell you guys what I went through just the last 2 days, because I'm trying to maneuver and do crazy things around here. I'm moving up and down. Just the last 2 days, the roadblocks that I've run into, I could have easily been like, you know what, man, forget this. I'm done. I don't know, man. I'm drained. But I'm not, because I've learned that to get to that next level, to get to the results that I want to, Eric Thomas said it best. How bad do you want to succeed? Yo, you can be drowning, but you're fighting for that last breath of oxygen, and that last breath of oxygen is the one that you need, that one last breath. And you held it long enough to swim back to survival mode, to shore, to the island that you were trying to swim to in the first place. I don't know if you guys caught that, but is that real? When you want something so bad, nothing can hold you back. Nothing's gonna hold you back once you decide that, hey, I'm gonna make this happen, and I'm just gonna make it happen. That's it. That's all. Nobody's gonna hold me back. So all of these people here on this panel, that's exactly how our mindsets work. And it was not this way until we started to do personal development, until we started to hang around people who elevated us and made us realize that, yo, you can do it. You just have to make a shift in your mindset and stop saying can't. Remove the T and say I can't. Like this week is full of webinars. Right after this, there's another powerful webinar that's going to be going on. And just last night, a topic similar to this one. You can do it. You can decide to be great. You can decide to get those results because it's in you. I remember when I first started online, when I first started in business, period. I tell people this all the time. My road to where I am now has been crazy. You know, I'm a very technical person, but it was not always. I learned what I learned from YouTube, guys. Nobody gave me a book or showed me how to do this. No, I sat down and I persistently and diligently worked to the point where I taught myself how to do what I do now. Can you train yourself to sit down and learn something and be persistent enough to get good enough to now become an expert and share it with other people? Can you be persistent enough to get work done on a timely manner that you know is going to bring you results? Are you persistent enough? If you're in college right now, if that's what you want to do, some people want careers. If you're in school right now, are you persistent enough to study and get the grades that you're trying to get so you can get your degree? Are you persistent enough in the sport that you're playing to get to that next level? Or are you just mediocre? We don't think mediocre. That's for regular minds, you know. One day, you're going to be looking back at your current situation and saying, wow, I remember when I would just, start something and then 2 weeks later I'd give up. Wow, I remember when I couldn't get the results I was trying to get and then I would just, take a break. Nah, man. That mindset of never-ending drive full throttle is what's going to take you to that next level of whatever it is that you're doing. We don't like to make these hangouts about any specific business or a specific, company or anything like that, because we understand that, hey, people just need to hear this stuff. Are you persistent enough to work on your relationship? Or do you even think that it's worth it? Is that your why? It goes for many different topics. It goes for finances. It goes for educational purposes, business, relationship, family. Persistence is you deciding the outcome before it happens. That's what I feel the word persistent means. I know my end result, and I don't know if I got to go through forest fires, winter storms, tsunamis, shark attacks, beasts. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, we all going to own private islands. That's persistence. And you might not even be in that situation, but that's what Haldane was talking about, having that vision. We human beings, we think with pictures, we visualize. Every time you think of something, like if you were to think of your perfect wedding right now, obviously you see it, right? You see it right in you close your eyes and you see it. So why not see your end result and focus on it, and no matter what comes through your way, you get through it like a bulldozer. And maybe it's a baby bulldozer at first, but you gotta you gotta create some momentum and get to where you want to get to. But the fact of the matter is, deciding the end result is the first step, and then saying, okay, no matter what happens, I may have to take a step back. I may have to, rearrange something. I might have to go back to the drawing board. But I know where I want to end up. I know where I want to go with this. So take this information, guys, because I just went on a I don't even remember what I just said, to be honest with you.
Word.
That's how I feel so real about this, because I'm living proof of persistence. A little Haitian kid from Haiti. I remember dust, rocks. Look at where I am now. I'm not living in a mansion, but I'm not where I was yesterday. And that's the beauty of it. We're grateful for what we have now, and we know what we're working towards. A ridiculous abundance lifestyle, because other people have done it. Other people have done it, and so can you. And if that's what you really, really, really want, write it down. I stare at this thing all day long because I know my end result. And I know the people around me know that I'm going to win regardless, no matter what happens. That's just the mindset that you have to develop. And it's not something that you're born with. No, nobody's born with that killer instinct. You develop it growing up, or you don't develop it growing up, depending on whatever situation you were put into in life. Maybe you were bullied as a kid and you don't have self-confidence. Maybe you were picked on, or maybe you lost certain things in your life that just made you feel like you were inadequate or not able to do what you want to do. But you can. You absolutely can. because other people have done it. 2 + 2 = 4. 1 + 3 = 4. However way you look at it, you can get to that end result. You can get to that end result. Whatever the formula, equation, all that stuff in the middle don't matter, man. All that stuff in the middle does not matter, because you can get to where you want to get to just by deciding where you want to get to. Like, if I say that I want to, like, guys, I pictured Vegas and Miami before I got to Vegas and Miami. And you know what's crazy? 2 events that this company has done has been Vegas and Miami. I didn't know. I just pictured it in my head. I'm like, man, I'm from Florida, and I had never and I've always seen Las Vegas as, like, you know, a party city, and I always wanted to visit. I said to myself, look, I want to go to Vegas. I want to go to Miami. The world, the universe, God, whatever you believe in, I believe in God, makes stuff happen as long as you see the end result. And take time sometimes and write your plans down. Write your plans down and review them and look them over, because those plans that you're looking at is going to make you feel better once you realize, okay, I got goal number 1 crossed off. Checkmate. Boom. I know I'm getting close. I'm not there yet, but you give yourself a pat on the back for getting some kind of result. If you made fake money, you made fake money. If you made real money, a little bit of it, that's progress. Give yourself a pat on the back and remember that I'm only doing this because I know where I want to get to. So if you continue to have that mindset, if you continue to stay focused, if you continue to show up, rule number 1, man, show up. If you're in another company and your team is doing conference calls every single day for you, and you don't show up and you're not getting results, well, then you gave up on your own dream, man. That's you. If you get into a business and in 2 months you expect to be rich, you see, that's what I thought when I first started studying what I was studying. I didn't know what I was doing, but my mindset was, yeah, I'm gonna get it. That's not what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? It's not logical thinking. I say this all the time to a lot of people who don't take massive action right away. If you've been broke your whole entire life, I'm talking about 20, 30, 40 years, you've been at your job for dozens of years, and you come into a situation that is new to you, and you want results in the first 3 months, even in the first 6 months. I didn't make a dime my first 2 years online, guys. Not 1 red cent. I lost money. But you know what? I kept spending it because I knew eventually something would work, something would give, because I saw my first result. My first result was, I'm going to make $5 on the internet. And it came from a website called Fiverr. I sold something or a gig. Somebody bought it. I did it. I got paid. I was like, yo, I didn't have to talk to him. I didn't have to see nobody, nothing. And it happened. And that was like the first taste of, yo, it's possible. If you know that it's possible, if you've done anything that has shown you, what do you have to do? 10x it. Go harder. Implement some systems that'll maybe make it easier for you to get the next result. But you get that first taste, and you're like, wow, I know it's possible. Guys, I've been talking for so damn long. I just wanted to get that out. But be persistent. Decide on where you want to be, and never give up. Never give up. I know I'm speaking to somebody out there. I'm kind of speaking to myself. I tell myself all the time, never give up. When I get down and nobody's around me, I talk to myself. Nobody's gonna penetrate me the way I can. I talk to myself. You can do this, Carl. Damn right you can do it. You've done other crazy things before, and now you're at a phase where you're trying to do the impossible, trying to make crazy things happen. You can do it. And I believe that I can do it with all my heart. And no matter what happens if it happens at the last second, it's gonna happen. Because I'm persistent.
Preach.
Yep, persistence is key.
Anybody want to pick off on that? Because I'm like,
Look,
I can go on for the whole the whole time.
how I feel, really, honestly and truly, is like I like what you said. People gotta stop being mediocre. You know, mediocre, that means, like Carl said, you're being average, and a person is only average because they chose to be average. A person is rich because they chose to be rich. When you choose to do something better in your life, that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? If you say you want to, for instance, we're not going to talk about no business. Say you want to be a football from young. You was persistent, weren't you? Weren't you persistent in practicing, making sure you do whatever it takes to get to that level? You know, you must sit down to yourself, sit down and think to yourself, what do I have to do to take my life to a different level? You know, what do I have to do to not get discouraged? Like Carl said, I talk to myself. I don't care. People, I grew up hearing that if you talk to yourself, you're crazy. Well, I guess I'm crazy. People say I'm crazy for doing what I'm doing. I'm crazy for being up all night grinding. Sometimes I might not see no results that night, that week, that month. But guess what? The following month, because I was persistent. Like Carl said, his first 2 years, he didn't make no money. I've been in this industry for 6 years. I didn't see no money for the first 3.5, 4 years. You understand? But I knew that I had to do something different in my life, and I knew the only way to get what I really want is here. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have your own business and you're working for somebody, you're someone's slave. It doesn't matter if slavery so-called ended years ago. How I look at it, majority of this society are enslaved. Everyone are slaves. Why? Because you're slaving for somebody else to make someone else rich. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. Stop making other people rich and make yourself rich. That's how I look at life. And I say to myself, I'm gonna get this. And like Carl said, I envision it. I close my eyes, and like I think Pierre said this a few weeks ago. He envisioned that he was gonna be in a brand new car, and it manifested. And he got a new car. It could have discouraged him, but he didn't let it. And with that so-called roadblock, he got a new car. You understand? You got to get your minds right, people, and stop letting other outside influences discourage you, because a lot of people give up on whatever their goal is because other people who so-called love them discourage them. If someone loves you, they won't discourage you. So, I don't want to stay too long because I know we got another webinar to do, but people, get your minds right. Stop giving up on yourself. Stop giving up on your dreams. Stop giving up on your families. Persistence is the key, and taking massive immediate action is what's going to change your whole entire life. Point blank. If you've been broke all your life, complaining, sitting down, and crying about it, you're not going to get no change. If you want real change, take action.
Do whatever you got to do to make it happen, man. Whatever you have to do to make it happen, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Look, like I said, one more thing, I stay persistent for my dreams, even if I have to die doing it. I'm willing to give my life up to get what I want and to make sure that my son is good for the rest of his life. It's serious, people. It's genuine. It's real genuine. When you humble yourself and you get in tune with the spiritual world and understand how life runs, you will understand why these people on this panel are persistent and why we don't give up, because we understand the laws of life. That's all I'm going to say. Learn it.
Wow. Pierre, take it away.
Yeah, persistence is key. And it's like they're saying, it doesn't only have to be in business. It could be in anything. In my case, like the car I have now, I wanted a new car. I was visualizing the car that I wanted as I was driving it. Exactly like Carl said, we see pictures in our mind. So I did it for for a long time, and then boom, situations happen. The universe conspired for me to have what I was picturing in my mind. So and then I ended up having it. And I can give you another example, like my significant other that I have now, right now. I met her 8 years ago, but I was persistent. I'm like, you know what? She's gonna be the one. 8 years, obstacles, distance, whatever, like everything came between us. But no, but today she is the one I envisioned I would be with. Persistence. As long as you have why, you have that emotional drive. As long as you put your emotion, remember, emotion is energy in motion. Once you put that into action, you stay persistent with it, anything can happen. So whatever it is, it could be business, relationship, health, whatever goal you have, as long as you're persistent. Remember, as like Carl said, when you see you have these obstacles, it's because you're getting closer to what you want. Stay there, stick to it, and you will reach to your goal. And that's it for tonight.
Wow. You're going through this crap because you're close to your dreams. You're close to that breakthrough. Every time there's a breakthrough, shit hits the fan. And that's facts. So, I just wanted to, say to you guys, thank you for watching this and take something from this. We literally just poured our hearts out to you guys. We shared things that you're going through if you're watching this. And that's the whole point of why we do what we do. When we go through certain situations and we know that that situation is like, it can crush a lot of people, it'll only crush the weak-minded, but it'll temporarily bother elevated minds for a little while, because we know that that's a temporary setback for a major comeback. Napoleon Hill said this in Think and Grow Rich. Every failure is not a failure. It's just a way not to do what you're trying to do. And if you're running through like big situations, guys, remember the little miracles that have happened to you before. Remember the little ones that have happened to you before. Be thankful for those and understand that, somebody's really looking out for you and is always in your best interest. So, I don't know if anybody else wants to say anything, but we're going to leave you off with this tonight and come back next week with another strong subject and get a lot more engagement, because I'm going to invite more people to the hangout next week. And, tonight it was a bit rushed because I was going through some stuff all over it. Bodello, man, Bodello. But we got it up, and we're persistent. I could have said, man, forget this. Google was acting up, but we got on and we made it happen. So, want to thank you guys for watching this, and I'll see you guys next week. We'll see you guys next week, and just remember that if you take action, immediate, massive action on what you're trying to do, and you stay focused and consistent with it, persistent, you'll get results. And if it's a baby result, embrace the baby result and fight for the next one. All right, so you guys have a great Wednesday night. God bless you guys, and we'll see you guys next week. Deuces. Yo, and if you're watching this, George, I'll talk to you soon, man.